Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Browns fans. This is Lou Marconi at L Marconi 251 on Instagram, L Marconi 1973 on X. I'm here for Burning River Browns Talk, a part of the Fanatical Elves Network, a subsidiary of the Fans First Sports Network. Thank you for joining me this cold and snowy March 18th, day after St. Patrick's Day morning. The Browns were busy this weekend, so we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to talk about the article that's going to drop today for Fans First and just discuss what I think their strategy is and what they're going to do moving forward. Plus, there's some news from our division rivals that got people up in a frenzy. All right, but before we do that, I need to take a quick pause for our sponsors. So let's just take a couple seconds and pause. Okay, we're back. Thank you. All right, appreciate it. Thank you all for coming back and staying with us. Hey, all right, let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. The Browns did not rest this weekend. They didn't sit back on their laurels. They signed two more players. Well, they re-signed Rodney McLeod. He did get hurt midway through the season with, I believe, he tore his bicep muscle, and he was out for the year. But he's a veteran safety and he's very familiar with the Jim Schwartz system. He was with them in Philadelphia when he won the Super Bowl, so he's coming back, obviously, to provide depth and veteran leadership. Good signing, solid depth signing. Another depth signing, which surprised me a little bit, but I can understand what they're doing now. Like I told you before in the first episodes, the thing you have to look at with the Browns or any NFL team, they're not going to tell you what they're going to do. They're just going to show it to you. They're just going to do it. So if you see what they're doing, you kind of get an idea of their philosophy and their thought process because they're very deliberate in what they do. We have competent people running the team now. What I'm going to say is that they signed a backup quarterback, Tyler Huntley. Now he was Lamar Jackson's backup in Baltimore, and he did have to come in a game against the Browns in Cleveland Brown Stadium a few years ago, and the Browns did win that game. But he's similar to the skill set of a Watson or Lamar Jackson, very mobile, unable to run. Throws on the run, that type of stuff, similar to the same skill set of Jameis Winston and Deshaun Watson. So you have four quarterbacks in the room right now. What I think this means, and I'm talking the top three quarterbacks, which is Watson. I think it goes Winston and then Huntley. What I think that means is if there's a situation again this year like it was last year, you're not going to see PJ Walker or DTR under center. Just not going to happen. You're going to see an upgrade in the backup position. So they're taking it seriously in case Watson gets hurt again. They know they have to win. It's win now mode. So I think this means by the end of training camp, DTR will more than likely be traded, and we'll probably get like a fourth round pick for him. If he does well in the preseason, could be a higher fourth round pick. I don't higher than that. I don't know. He usually DTR quarterbacks like him. They can showcase themselves in the preseason, and maybe a team that needs a backup quarterback or depth at quarterback would want to trade for him. So that's what I think is going to happen. Another thing too is that people kind of get up in a frenzy about things. Mike Vrabel was hired. I think the last time I talked to you that he was hired as a consultant with the team, who is a excellent player with Ohio State and the New England Patriots, and he's a very good head coach. He did a really good job in Tennessee, but I'm surprised he was actually let go. He didn't really have any personnel. Good coach, good guy to have on the staff to listen to and consult and give different voices and different perspectives. I th- the conspiracy theorists that are out there saying that he's going to hear they put Kevin Stefanski on the hot seat. Kevin Stefanski performed a miracle last year. He started five different quarterbacks, won 11 games, and went to the playoffs. He did very good. He won his second Coach of the Year award in 4 years. He knows what he's doing. He has a winning record. When was the last time we had a Browns coach with a winning record after 4 years? You have to go back to Marty Schottenheimer over 35 years ago. Yeah, he's not on any hot seat. Neither is Andrew Berry, but they know that the window of opportunity for the team to win is now, and they're just getting better. They're just slowly but surely making strategic moves to better the team. Um, I also wanted to discuss one other thing, just so you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers made some moves too. They were able to sign Russell Wilson as a free agent. That was a big deal because Denver released him, and they're going to pay Russell Wilson $85 million the next 2 years to not play for them. So Pittsburgh was able to bring him in on a veterans minimum deal. They did trade Kenny Pickett, their former number one overall pick, and I believe that was a 2022, their first round draft pick for the Steelers, and he was traded to Philadelphia. Then they made a trade for a low round draft pick for a former first round draft pick, Justin Fields, to the Chicago Bears. And there's going to be an open competition for the Pittsburgh Steelers starting quarterback. So they're making a lot of headlines right now between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. And many people in March are thinking this is a great move. It could be. They could do well. It could work out well for the Steelers. The Steelers have a way of being competitive. They have a way of not losing. Okay. They do. They're good enough. They're good enough to keep their coaches, and they're good enough to keep their GMs for the most part. I mean, I know recently they changed offensive coordinators. They made some changes too. And Mike Tomlin's been there since 2007. So he's been there 17. This is like 17th or 18th season with that team and that organization. So they understand the pressure of winning, and they understand that the AFC North is the toughest division in football, and they were also the weakest at the quarterback position. The one team that won the division, the AFC North last year, was the Baltimore Ravens, and they were the only team to have their starting quarterback all year. So I'm in the wait and see mode. Let's see what they do. But just as a fact, Russell Wilson is on his third team in 3 years. He went from Seattle, Denver, now he's with Pittsburgh. Pete Carroll and Sean Payton, two Super Bowl winning coaches, wanted nothing to do with him. What's going on behind the scenes, I don't know. And if there's anything going on, everybody knows how the Steelers are and how they operate, being our division rivals. Mike Tomlin's not going to put up with it either. Now, Justin Fields, I'm an Ohio State guy. I want to see him. I wanted to see him succeed in Chicago. I wished him the best. Now I don't want to see him succeed in Pittsburgh. And just as a fact, the last 3 years, he has yet to throw for more than 3,000 yards, much less go near a Pro Bowl. All three of the Cleveland Browns backup quarterbacks, top three quarterbacks, made a Pro Bowl. Watson, Winston, and Huntley. Only one of the Steelers did, and that was Russell Wilson, and that was a long time ago. So keep that in mind. But we're about ready to wrap this up. I'm going to be back tomorrow morning. I hope each and every one of you are doing well. I hope each and every one of you had a good, happy, and safe St. Patrick's Day. Yep, we're all going back to work. Make sure you're all hydrated and feeling better. And we're all back to the grind today. Stay warm. I'll be back tomorrow morning. And just remember, whenever the river burns, it burns brown and orange. Thank you.